Any other suggestion? Okay. So we do the Ho'oponopono by saying the prayer that I think, did someone pass you your paper? Okay.
Can I go back to my place?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
My job.
Let me see. I can add a lot more to this, but we don't have the time. This is only a very minor case that we're working on. Wait till we get truly complicated case when it has to do international, then you really got a complicated case. Now, what is the first objective that we're trying to achieve? Is to do the Ho'oponopono between ourselves and the Divine Creator. Okay? Join me in thought, just follow while I'm doing, and then we will go in and do from you folks to all this and anything else that's related to this whole case. The reason why I say because there's a lot that has not been put on a board that are related, unbeknownst to you and I. So we're going to include them. Okay. Divine Creator, Father, Son, as one. If I, the husband of this case that we're talking about, and his wife, and his family, relatives, and ancestors have offended you, which is the wife. Let's start all over again. I think you got me. You were going ahead of me. Let's erase. Let me do that, and you just follow me in thought, okay? Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one. If I, husband number one, my family's relatives and ancestors have offended you, my wife in this particular case, your families, relatives, and ancestors, in thoughts, words, deeds, and actions, from the beginning of our creation to the present, humbly we ask you all for forgiveness for all our errors, resentments, guilts, offenses, blocks, and attachments we have created and or accumulated from the beginning to the present. Will you all forgive us? Then I take part two. Yes, we forgive you. Let this water release us all from spiritual, mental, physical, material, financial, and karmic bondage. Pull out from our memory bank and computer, sever and cut all the unwanted negative memories and blocks that tie, bind, and attach us together. Transmute all these unwanted energies to pure light. Fill the spaces these unwanted energies occupied with divine light. Let divine order, light, love, peace, balance, wisdom, understanding, and abundance be made manifest for us all and our affairs through the divine power of the Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son, as one, in whom we rest, abide, and have our being, now and forevermore. Amen. Now we take the wife. See, he's asking the wife, and then now the wife takes the first line. Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one. If I, the wife of A, my family's relatives and ancestors have offended you, my husband, who's listed on the board as number 1, your family's relatives and ancestors in thoughts, words, deeds, and actions from the beginning of our creation to the present. Humbly, humbly, we ask you all for forgiveness for all our errors, resentments, guilts, offenses, blocks, and attachments we have created and or accumulated from the beginning to the present. Will you all forgive us? Now we take the husband's part and family, relatives, and ancestors, and we say, yes, we forgive you. Let this water release us all from spiritual, mental, physical, material, financial, and karmic bondage. Pull out from our memory bank and computer, sever and cut all the unwanted negative memories and blocks that tie, bind, and attach us together. Transmute all these unwanted energies to pure light. Fill the spaces these unwanted energies occupied with divine light. Let divine order, light, love, peace, balance, wisdom, understanding, and abundance be made manifest for us all and our affairs through the divine power of the divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one, in whom we rest, abide, and have our being, now and forevermore. Amen. Now, that clears both of them. Now we're going to do for the whole, everyone on this here, that's on the board here, including the second husband and the children and whoever else is attached to it, the land. Oh, nature spirits. Let's not forget about nature spirits. See, when it says here the land, where is the land here?
On the husband's side.
Love of the land. When we talk of love of the land, we're going to include the divine forces of the land, the mineral, vegetable, and the animal kingdoms. So that's important. Divine forces. Now, when you get accustomed to talking about divine forces, what do I mean about divine forces? In Hawaii, divine forces, nature, mineral, vegetable, animal kingdom. See, in Hawaii we talk about the land god, the ocean god, the river gods, the forest. All of these are included. In the Indians, and no matter where you go, in Japan, I had the same situation. So if we talk about divine forces, they're everywhere. We must include them, because the land is owned by the divine forces. Okay, thank you. Then let's do for all of them. Then we do all of them towards you. Divine Creator. Now this, I told you folks, you were going to have a shorty. In other words, after we've done twice already, it kind of gives you an idea how to do it. We're going to do a short course 1. You got pencil and paper, a pencil, just write it in the back. Reason why I didn't print it, because I'd like you to work for it. Because if I gave it to you all printed, you take it for granted. But at least when you can sit down and kind of scribble on it and write it, you are putting your subconscious to work and really recording it. But otherwise, everything comes too easy. Okay, everybody's ready? Now we're going to start Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one. We who are gathered here tonight wish to do a ho'oponopono is H-O-O-P-O-N-O-P-O-N-O. We who are gathered here tonight wish to do a ho'oponopono between us and all those on the board. Between us and all those on the board and all others related to the case. Sever, cut all the unwanted, negative memories and blocks that tie, bind, and attach us together. The key word is transmute. So, excuse me, transmute all these unwanted energies to pure light. End with caps, and it is done. And that finishes it.
May we have it again, please, after unwanted energies tonight?
Yeah. Transmute all these unwanted energies to pure light. And it is done. So many times when you say, and it is done, and it's completely finished at that moment, completely erased. I'd like you to follow the case and let me know. But I would like to have you work with this for about 2-3 cases or 2-3 occasions. Work on yourselves, because every one of us have a karmic situation to work on. Work on yourself, your families, and relatives. And then after you've done 3 or 4 times, what happens is that the key word is ho'oponopono. So you say, Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one. I wish to do a ho'oponopono. Your computer pulls out the ticker. Between who and who? And you say between John Doe and Mary Smith, John Doe. Then when you do the other 3 sentences or so, and it is done. When you say it is done, that's all. You don't need to go through the others. But you do need to go through them 3-4 times. But there are some people who today are doing them the long way, and it doesn't hurt. And we find occasions where it's been used where you say, there's a confrontation in the front. What are you going to do about it? So you say, Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one. I wish to do Ho'oponopono. But you see, it's so slow for the words to come out. But your mind is faster than the thought. It's faster than the speed of light. But your mind knows that between these people here, one another, and it is done. And before you know it, the situation is cleared. Because your mind has already been programmed with the key word of Ho'oponopono. Yes?
Would you say that the forgiveness list that Ponder uses is similar to it?
I would say Catherine Ponder's list is somewhat similar, yes.
Well,
I would say, and is just as effective on many people, which I'm sure.
Last year in our seminar, we had Dr. Anonymous, and he was showing where his low self and his middle self were coming together, and the way it came together is he had a forgiveness list.
The thing that I'd like to make a comment at this time for all of you to understand, when we're working in a case like this, they have a home, they have a property, we go back into time, to the time where that property came from. And we go back beyond that to the divine forces that owned the property, that pervaded the earth before we ever came on earth. And I think Professor Johnson brought that point out about our own concept of creation. So when these things forces have been there, divine forces, before we ever came, it behooves us to go back into that period and say, what have we done with these things? Have defiled them. We've violated the natural laws, the laws of God. So this is why you go all the way back to your divine forces. You go all the way back to your Almakuas. Every one of us have Almakua. You go all the way back to your ancestors. Without our ancestors, we would not be here. Yes. The question comes up of individual names. Oh, what do you mean?
Well, what was the husband's name, the wife's name, the new husband's name?
This is interesting. She's asking, what about the husband's name and the wife's name? In this particular case, I'd like to say, in this particular case, we do not want identities, because I don't know who she is. But the identity and link is Mr. Yes. Stephen Varro. So the connection, or the Akka cord, connects to him, and him to these, to the deceased, to the children, and anyone else related. See, this is the concept. Now the reason is, in my years of work with, ever since I was a child, we did what we call broken bones, which I worked with. And I used to wonder that we did this absentee treatment to someone in Switzerland, 2 people in a hotel, the name is Smith. Why is it that the other Smith didn't get healed, but just this particular Smith got healed? And then I pondered and started to go down and down, trying to investigate on that, and I realized that the woman who informed us had called from Switzerland to London, London to Honolulu, and so the healing went en route that way. So it's the Akka cord connection, so it connects through him and through these people and anyone related. Is that clear? Now we have another case. Yes.
I have a question. Why do we have to include ourselves in that particular case?
You are the operator. You are contributing to this.
Or we couldn't do it just more than without asking?
No, I could do it by myself, but I'm doing.
Why do we have to include ourselves and ask for forgiveness for ourselves?
No, we're not asking forgiveness. Ourselves, because we might have a karmic tie with that person, and those people have a karmic tie with you. So there's a possibility. Always think of karmic ties. They are very important. Yes. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's lived in this area for so long that it shouldn't. Is everybody scared of mouse? Well, he's one of God's creations, so it's okay. Poor thing, he's afraid of you. Don't worry about it. Just leave him alone. Don't worry about it. So I think we have another. Is this understandable to all of you? What time is it getting? We'll do a, yes. It's possible, yes. Thank you. But we were doing this as a quickie. But this is good because we'll go through the breathing, because your instructions are you do your breathing and then you go through that, which is there. Thank you, Martha. We do the breathing exercises and then you go into this, which is normal, like your meditation, breathing. It's a conditioning. But at this time, it's just as effective. May I have this?
Do you need to breathe before each
time you do Ho'oponopono?
Do you need to breathe before each Ho'oponopono? I would say yes.
And this is the 7 rounds, 7 and
Yes,
hold,
7 rounds,
hold.
right. Uh-huh. Okay.
Is it best to do it absentee? In other words, at the present time, I see clients, like in sessions.
Would you want to come here? Would you state your name and your profession?
My name is Nataraj, and I'm a teacher of meditation and spiritual counselor in a holistic clinic in Los Angeles. And at the present time, I see people on a session basis, so that in any given day, I may see 6 to 7 people. So what my question is, to naturally do a thorough job and to serve optimally, is it laudable to, let's say, see people on a session basis, one right after another, so to speak, and do, after consultation and determining what's happening, and to get it all out? I have a sense that it would take more time to do this effectively than the way my practice is set up now. So what I'm asking, I guess what my question is some insight into the style of functioning of doing Ho'oponopono for clients when you have a fairly, moderate practice as far as numbers are concerned.
You feel this is time consuming?
Yes, that's my first thought.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, the answer to that is, what is your priority? A thorough workout on a client and case, or just sort of a skimming over? The only reason why I bring this up, I firmly believe in doing a thorough job. I had a health spa at one time, and I made my employees feel that they have to cleanse themselves before and after every operation. It is a cardinal law with me. The reason is, if I don't do a Ho'oponopono between myself and him, and I touch him, we may have karmic problems. And this way, I'm opening the path so that I have a better relationship with him. I'm able to put all the cobwebs and all the debris out of the way, and it makes it easier for my consultation or treatments, whatever they may be, because I'm erasing my karmic ties up to the present. I mean, that's the only reason. But of course, I find too that some of my employees would say, well, I get through with this person, I wash my hands and go over to the next one. What are you doing? You're transferring the problem from this one to the other, whether it's only by phone, letter, or personal, what you call confrontation. Because the vibrations are the same. So this is why I have great reverence for each one I work with. And so I expect to be treated likewise. Excuse me, but the quickie that I brought out, it seems, which is interesting, someone talked to me the other day, a gentleman. He said, what is your short Ho'oponopono? When I said that, he said, oh, it's too long for me. I said, what is too long? It's interesting. But if you measure the good that you need to do, then your results are going to be limited. Yes. Ainsley, did you?
Should you, after you do counseling all day and you work in your room, should you do a Ho'oponopono in your room at the end of the day to cleanse out all the vibration?
The question is, when you're doing Ho'oponopono, should you cleanse your room? Should always cleanse your room before and after. You should always cleanse your bedrooms or wherever you go to in a hotel, no matter where it is. You should always cleanse the room that you have a meeting in, or wherever you have a board meeting. You should always do that. Yes?
2 questions. Should you cleanse before you leave the room?
I would say yes.
Okay, and the second question is, in my profession, I see about 1,000 people a day. What is about the best way for me to protect myself?
Do you understand?
In what capacity are you in?
Well, you know, it just depends on the situation. People, a lot of times people get angry, and I, you know, have to handle their negative situations.
Well, in that case, I would say do a Ho'oponopono between yourself, a quickie, and the patient or whoever it is that you're going to work with. And it is worth it. I don't care what anyone says. It's really worth it. It's worth the time that you take. Yes.
Would you say the 91st Psalm was a Ho'oponopono?
I would say so.
I know of a case where it was written in The Power of Positive Thinking. One of his books, anyway, told about a general in World War II, and his people under him learned the 91st Psalm, and they was in the Battle of the Bulge. We didn't have a fatality.
This is an interesting point brought up about the effectiveness of the 23rd Psalm.
91st.
Or the 91st Psalm.
Well, within the secret place of the Most High.
Well, I think it's one of the most powerful prayers, and I have used it myself, the 23rd Psalm, because you are conditioning your own subconscious mind, and it feels comfortable. So I feel it becomes more impressed. It becomes impressed by the Psalm that you're saying. 91st is. Yeah.
I have a sense that it would be optimum to do it in absentee. In other words,
true.
to counsel and then, so to speak, do your homework with the people that you have.
Would you
Yes.
say that he should teach them to do their own Ho'oponopono?
I agree. I would also like to bring someone said, well, you know, I'd like to learn your Ho'oponopono. I'm going to start a class, and let's see. And I saw little figures on it, and she said, well, I think I'll charge $100. I forbid that, because I have given it to everyone free. I do not expect commercializing it. But if you do, I doubt the effect will be as effective as you'd like to be. Because I find this so true, that wisdom is not to be sold, but to be shared. And I'm sharing, and I have shared, and I expect you to share, as I have.